Hello everybody, this is Jacob Viral 2. Going to be doing the initial first meter test with the roof. So we'll find out how much I improve or how much I lose. So keep in mind that this first result would be without doing any mods to my tuning or anything else really around the vehicle. So all I know from last time is I was doing a 152.5 or so. You'd have to look at the previous videos for what I did before the roof, and that was without changing anything. So we'll see what we do on a single 512 in a fourth order single box, a really big box, and then on a Crescendo 6K. So we'll find out what we do today. Stay tuned, and go ahead and hit the like button if y'all haven't already. Let me know if y'all have any questions, suggestions, or just anything in general on metering, or hey, wood roof, if there's anything I had for it. So I finished up taping all the way around from the previous video. I told you I was going to have a tape seal all the way around. I don't think it's going to hold for a while, but hey, it's better than nothing. And even if it does leak a little bit, there's no leak point above the roof. It's really just a location for you to not have as much flex, because what's happening is this roof doesn't flex like the actual sheet metal roof that I had before. So I got two braces in here too, so my length was a little off because of my previous build. I had the 160 dB build plus. I actually got to 165, but that doesn't matter for this build. That was a wall build I used to have. That's why it's so ugly as before. So we'll see. We'll find out what the meter results are after the roof change. So we're gonna find out in a minute. Let me go ahead and turn the truck on and get it all set up. Thanks for watching, everybody, and all the constructive criticism. My dash is ugly, of course. I don't really have one. What I am thinking about doing, though, is taking some kind of wood platform here out. But the reason I don't have a dash is because in my previous build, when I had a wall right here behind me with 415's fourth order, taking out my dash and the AC and the heater core and the tubing and all of that, I gained almost 2 full dB just by my dash mods. So cabin mods is what the term is, and SPL for increasing your car audio output is really a lot of your tests matter on that. So I'm gonna have so my initial test I've always done was, sorry, let me change it to Bluetooth. But my initial test I've always done, passenger seats having an alert. Anyway, passenger door. I've always done my initial test with my door closed because I'm always louder sealed with the door closed for some reason than open. It's just one of them things. Let me shut this. My door keeps having a sensor error. Base head problems. If anybody knows how to turn that sucker off, let me know. Anyway, all right, let's get that meter on. All right, initial test. I haven't played it this morning either, so the coils are pretty much cool. And let me get to my SSA app. Same spot I always meter on, glass. My last peak was it was like 47, 48 hertz peak, up to 49. It really just depends on temperature. So let me make sure I always turn off my speakers too for my 4-channel amp. So we'll find out in a minute. All right, so I'm gonna first do a little peak sweep to find out how it does, and then I'll get into the metering. So, all right, got my bass knob, everything in place. Now I just got to get my music. So the meter's going to be able to find out my peak first. So I know somebody mentioned, man, your iPod's always dead. Well, I haven't charged it for a few weeks and it's still working. And who knows, you might even gain just by battery. I doubt it though. All right, so let me turn my bass knob up. I'm going to do my initial test on volume 20 like I always do, if anybody watches. And we're going to do a sweep and find out real quick. Definitely sounds louder for volume 20 than before. So before I would normally be around a 129.2 or a 129-ish. So right at a 130 at that 20 volume. So that's a low volume burp. So now we're going to do a full tilt burp. So what that means is I'm going to turn it up to where I know my limit is or whatever. Rev my engine for RPM for voltage support, and we'll find out what it meters. So 47 hertz is my peak. So I'm going to go to 48 I always go up 1 from my peak on here because at low volume, for some reason with my vehicle, I know I'm a little louder 1 hertz higher than what it showed. So I'm gonna do a 48 hertz burp. So my peak didn't change, but that's because of the box is also tuned for that too. So here we go. Let's get 48 hertz tone set up for this. Reset that. We'll do 48 hertz. Let's turn the volume up. Bear with me, guys. Sometimes it's pretty technical to get your brain moving to make sure everything's in the right spot because your first initial test is important. So here we go. All right, where are we at? 153.68 on glass. All right, let me screenshot that. That is my initially loudest score I've ever had to date. So awesome, good to see. 153.7. Whoops, let me show you all that again. I'm sorry, go back. All right, so that means 153.7. So let me make sure I pause it. Okay, I had to pause my iPod. So 153.7 was my score at 48 hertz. So that's really good, and that's with the window down. I've always done window tests, window down. So my goal is to get a 53 sealed on glass. So with the window down to sealed is about a half a dB to 3/4 dB difference, window down versus sealed. So I'm right at my score. I know I am. Got to do a couple more tweaks. The reason I do this also is because I'm loudest window down. So the sealed score is right where my goal is. So I'm really excited to show you guys that my official score has been met. 153.7, right out of 53 sealed most likely. I'll do those tests in another video. Anyway, so doing a wood roof was a nice gain for me. I gained probably 3/4 of a dB going from no roof to this roof. And that's not even going in and tuning or retweaking my box. So you never know where it will go from there. But thanks for watching, everybody. Let me go do a little walk around in the back so you guys can kind of see what we're dealing with as far as some of the plans that I'm going to be doing next with this. And of course I can do some videos on how the roof still flexes a little bit afterward, because you know you're still going to get some flex even with the wood roof. But you guys can kind of see how much improvement it did. But really excited times. I'm glad to share you guys my results. So that multiple step process of getting to this. All right. But yeah, wood roof. So right now with my port, I have a round over on this side. I have a round over on this side. It's 103 square inches of port, which is right at 90% of my subwoofer cone area. So a subwoofer 12-inch square inch cone area for the port area that would be at 100% would be 113 square inches. But right now I'm at 103. So it's literally right around 90%. Man, that beep's annoying. Sorry. But right around 90% of my cone area. For where the port is. So I could still adjust this port. I could take this off. There's a lot of tests and tuning that I can do with my enclosure to kind of find out what my results are and what I can do different. So we shall see in upcoming videos if I can get that 54. So 53 was my goal that I met and I exceeded it. So now I'm going to see if I can get a 54 out of it and stay musical. So I got to fine tune my port to retweak to what the roof is. So I know I optimize my output without the roof, but if I adjust my port slightly, I could go up or down. So that'll be some videos that I can work on showing you guys on that to kind of see where I can tweak my port to get to the highest output possible, to keep it musically and to make sure that it matches and align with the resonance of the vehicle. And we'll see how it goes with that. So exciting times on that. So while that's going, so I could do one more quick burp, since why not? At the end, just for fun for you guys that are still watching. I never really do sealed, but just because I'm interested, I'm gonna do it on video. I normally don't do a sealed burp, but we'll find out how my peak changes for that, and then I'll end. All right, let's load it back up. Let's find out what I'm peaking at real quick. I know some guys have been like, well, what about your sealed resonance? And we'll see the difference in the peak. I knew I peaked 2 hertz lower sealed, so there you go. You see the difference, plus a little bit of heat, so you lose a good bit sealed. So we'll find out real quick. So I'll burp 46 hertz sealed, and we'll find out what it does. I didn't like that. 52.3, and I rolled into it wrong, but so I dropped a dB.5, plus the coils are a little warmer from that first initial burp. My voltage dropped too, so we roll into it one more time. 52.3. I normally don't show the voltage, but that is literally 11.8 volts on a burp to clipping. So imagine if my voltage went up. So 152.3 is right at where I'm at sealed at 46 hertz. So I'm not at my goal yet, but of course in my initial test would have probably been almost a 53 just with voltage drop, plus also my coil and my subwoofer. But for the guys that are still watching at the end, there you go. You guys got to see a sealed score versus window down. And as you can see, it was right at a dB less sealed versus port window down, but also your initial first burp test is always going to be a little louder. So it's probably around 3/4 dB like I mentioned, going from glass window down to glass sealed window up. And the window up sealed is usually the hardest score to get output wise highest, because the fact that you don't have the pressure's contained inside and you don't really react different. So with your window down here, the pressure is pushing more towards your meter. While sealed, the pressure is going to be equalized across the whole front end. Even though the port's on the driver's side, it still equalizes the pressure a little more. Anyway, I'm not going to talk on that no more. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate the support. See you on the next one.